Good morning, Judy here from Thistledew Creations, and I've just started to do a collage page in this new book that I'm working in. It's one of my mom's old day timers that she hardly used back in 2011. It's mostly empty. So I started off one day in the middle of the night. I got up and I did this page. I couldn't sleep. So I just used up some mauve and green papers, and I based it on this piece of paper, why I did that particular mixture of colors. And then I've started a page here with clouds, skies with clouds. I'm going to do a whole page of that. I did coffee dyed paper on the back of that first collage. And then today I thought I would start with this painty paper that I got in a swap. I've torn it into 4 pieces. I'm just going through my scrap bin that has blues and greens and purples and finding colors that'll go with it. So I found this scrapbook paper with feathers and arrows, and it's a perfect match. So I want to use some of that with it. And then while I'm at it, it'll just be a chance to organize this particular scrap drawer just a little bit. I don't plan on doing a complete overhaul on it. But I just thought I would use some of these papers. I think that one's the wrong tone. I'll use that in a different page. And what I could do is just go ahead and start that page, but I don't want to get too distracted. So that will work. I'm trying to use up all the little bits that I have floating in this drawer. So anyway, let's put some of this down. And I can put that down in this corner. I'm going to use all glue stick for this. My thought is that because it's in a book and it's going to be closed up when I'm done, and I can even put something heavy on it overnight when I finish a new page, that I may just have minor little bits that will come unglued that I'll have to touch up with white glue or tacky glue. But I'll do most of it just with glue stick. And I got this in the Ugly Papers swap last week. It's kind of the right colors. This is more of a cardstock, but I think I'm going to use some of this, some of each side. This side kind of goes well with the arrows. It's the right kind of vibe to go with the arrows. It's like a native sort of block print. I like to just overlap them a little bit and see that overlap, especially from the cardstock. That might be an edge that needs to be glued later, but I'll know better when I come back to it in a day or two. There's a darker piece. Might or might not want to use that. And then I can also use some of the other side of this page. The only thing I have trouble seeing the edge of the page. Get lots on that edge. Put this up in this corner. Pretty good lining it up. So that someone thought that was ugly paper. I don't think it's ugly. It's one of my favorite colors. I guess that's why. And I've got another small strip of this. Might as well use it. I can go down here. I'll just tear the top edge. I'm not too worried about having all the same thickness of paper, just because I'm going to also add paper on the back side, so it'll balance out the paper, so it won't be too warpy. Oh, that's not good enough. It's not up far enough. There, that's better. I do have a card here that I can smooth it down with. another piece of that painty paper down here. I'll use the one that has the more squarish looking corner. I don't really want to cover that guy up though. Maybe I'll just take a sliver of this and put it down here. Actually, I could go this way. I just want that red tone of that one red feather. For some reason, I just want to preserve it. So that's going to reach well enough. And this painty paper is just on, it looks like it's on paper bags, so that gives me an idea to just take some of my paper bags and just paint on them. Have some fun one of these days. There, that's better. Maybe another bit of this over here. If it's something else in here, maybe some more of this. Going this way first. These are going to make great tags, ATC backgrounds, covers for journals. There's all different ways you can use this kind of collage. It might just be a page in a journal, but it's kind of thick for that by the time you get 3 layers of paper. A little more suitable for either a cover or tags or journaling cards, that kind of thing. And I just feel like my scrap drawers just keep getting fuller and fuller, and I just want to start using some of it up. So this is sort of the same concept as my cluster book, where you do the work right in a book, so it's not paper that are scattered everywhere when you're done. So I've got a bit of orange, not a lot. There's a bit of orange in this piece. I think I'm going to have another one of these like over here somewhere. I'll be careful, I don't want them lined up. Maybe there would be a good spot. That's too close to that one. I do want to use all this up. That one could go there and that one could go there. So I have a little piece to fill in here. Oh, and I got another little scrap of it here, but that could go either down here or up in this corner. Just trying to find 1 or 2 more pieces. And again, it's that scrap conundrum where you're trying to use up your scraps, but you're making smaller scraps. This is just one of my favorite colors, this turquoise. And I love a good native theme. I'm not sure why I'm drawn to feathers and arrows, but I am. It's just, well, extra glue right there. And pop this here just to unify that corner a little bit. And then we'll want some of this down here. And I have to give myself permission to toss some of the little edge pieces because I can't just keep saving smaller and smaller and smaller scraps. Although I do have a page started somewhere. Not sure where I did that page of just tiny little pieces. I don't think it was this book. I'll have to go back and watch the video. I don't remember which book it was in. Okay, so I got a couple little sections here left uncovered. I can put some more of this. Even down here, the lighter side is more of a minty green. Use up these small pieces and use the dark side. And I'm going to put it right in the corner because it has a square edge. That one here, maybe down here. I need something there. Sorry if I'm talking a little quiet. I'm just thinking. I just need to cover here. I'll cover there. Just that little bit, so I'll use this paper for that. One more of this. This stuff is good. That's out of I think it's from the Dollar Tree, a paper pad. I like that I've got the arrows and feathers going all different directions here. Put that down a little lower than that one. We need another horizontal piece, and we just happen to have a section there that needs coverage. So that'll go there. And that covers the entire page. So just go around it anywhere that looks like it needs a little bit of glue. And give it to it. And then I'll let that sit till it's all dry before I close the book. So that didn't make much of a dent, but I'm happy with that page. I think it'll make great background. And now let's go ahead and find a backing page for it. I think I'm just going to use coffee dyed. I've got a bunch of coffee dyed papers that they have a little bit of printing on one side. Like this was something from work, a description of a product from the website. And so I'll just go ahead and glue that right down. Even though this has facts about Canada, that might be something to leave for now. Especially right now where we're sort of all feeling more patriotic. That might be something that I would want to use. And so I might skip over these map pages for the same reason, because they're something I could actually use. I might rip them out and put them in my map. In fact, I will, because I want this book to be all. I'll leave that page because it kind of goes with this one. It gives me all the provinces, but these maps, I know I'm not going to collage on them because I want to save maps. That would make a good background. I'll put those right in my map drawer. They're nice coloring, the softer tones. And then the next collage that I'll do will be on this paper. So I think what I'm going to do is leave this side, because you could write on this side, and collage on this side. And same thing, well, here I'll collage on this side because there's writing, and leave this side to write on. So kind of one of each. That just is so plain, it's perfect for writing on. So I'll do a page on here. So let's stick with these green tones. I've got, you know, enough 4 different papers here. Well, that's one paper, but turned over. And then let's see what else I've got in greens. I've got some little strips of green from die cuts. And then I've got that. You can see my scrap bin. I wish I had a bin for each color, and I might make it so that I do at some point. So this bin is greens and blues and purples all in one bin, which probably is not ideal, but I only had the one cart when I started this sorting, so I had to kind of work with what I had. That's more blue than green. There's a little piece of green. That will work. This is more blue and cream, but I might need it just as a relief so that it's not all the same patterns. There's more of that pale green. There's a darker accent color. So I just pull a few things out, especially things that are kind of the last little bits that I have of it. I want to use it up. And try to just do a little collage with it. And that's just a magazine clipping, but it's the right color. So I try not to spend too much time picking it out, just kind of taking a quick look and finding a few things that'll work. And then I'll just try to go to town and do myself a little collage. So here I've got a big long strip. I don't know that I want to use that right away. Let's use up some of these smaller bits to get us started. So this is a nice, ooh, I like that side even better with this. It's hard to know which side to use on that one. I think it's all that I have of it, so I'm just going to go ahead and stick it down. Put that on the corner because it'll give us a nice firm edge on the page. Just lift that so I can see the edges. And that's actually lifted a bit on the very edge. I'm going to leave that up so I can slide something underneath it. Like I might just put this under there. Like this. Yeah. That yellow with the blue, or ivory kind of yellow with the blue, will go nicely with this. And I've got a few pieces of it, so I'll use this in a few spots on this page. So I want to get that square edge lined up at the top, how I want it, like that. And then I will squeegee that out and glue that down. And that might need more help with some white glue later. It doesn't really feel like it wants to stick. So I'm going to give it a little drop right now. It still doesn't feel like it wants to stay down. I love that ripped edge, but I'm going to lose it. Let's use some of these painty papers. That's kind of what I had originally kind of spied that I wanted to get onto this page. I'm just kind of doing this as a warm-up for myself. I got up kind of late today. We were up a little late watching TV last night, and I kind of slept in a little longer than normal. And so my brain is having trouble deciding what I want to do and just getting awake. So finally, I find it helps to just do something like this, that you don't have to think too much about it. And it gets your creative juices flowing, as they say. I'll save that for somewhere through the middle, I think. Okay, across the top there. I don't know about this. This isn't quite, although it's pretty close to that green. It's not really maybe that could go there. I'm gonna leave those little cutouts on there too. And I'm not worried about that bottom edge being cuts because I'm probably gonna overlap it anyway. I'm going to cut that off later. Okay, so I've got this little magazine page. It's actually out of a Mary Maxim catalog. Just a picture of an Afghan. Actually, I want to cover that curved there. I'll cover that curved part that's cut out on that piece. And then I don't know about this mint. It's the right tone. Put some of this down here. To the bottom because I have a square edge on the piece of paper. And then I'm going to put this mint over here. I think it's almost too pale. There's a little piece of this left. And I might want down here somewhere. And you'll notice I'm also not inking anything. It takes a lot longer if you ink everything. Slows down the creative juices sometimes. And if it's a background, it doesn't necessarily need to be inked. You ink the things that go on top and it gives them more definition, makes them stand out. At least that's the way I like to approach it. I'm going to use some of this cardstock again. These had a folded section because of the way she mailed them, so I'm going to just tear that off. Put this down here. There. On the other one I used the floral side. On this one I'll use the, actually I maybe used both of them, I can't remember. Yeah, I did use both sides on this one. And the other thing you can do if you don't, like I closed that too soon and it was sticking, you can put a piece of plastic in there if you're worried about them sticking. could use that somewhere just like that, couldn't I? The top of something plain. If I put some more of this. And that's definitely more blue on that detail that's on there. That's actually different. Maybe up here would be better. Like that. It's not that I don't have projects on my to-do list, I'm not feeling them yet. I'm not quite feeling that piece either. And that's a bit too blue. That'll work. I hate not using that color. I love that color. It's just, this just works with this page, so I'm going to use it this way. And then I think I will put this somewhere like here. It's kind of a strange thing for me to use, but I think once this is all cut up, it'll be fine. Use it kind of like that. And then there's a little bit more of this that I'll want down here somewhere. So maybe fill this in. Let's take this right up to here. And then let's put this down. I think I want it there with something else underneath that. What will it be? Just some plain paper maybe. I figured out last night that I'm done St. Patty's Day and put that away this morning. And now what I need to work on next is Easter. So I'm just kind of trying to get myself ready for that. Play a little bit. Like torn edges, top and bottom. I'll leave the straight sides. And then I'll bring in some of these. Oh, I need another piece for right here. I guess it could be this again, or one of them. That's the same. I got this piece. That'll work. I just want that offset just a touch. Actually, I want it offset the other way, this way. I'm not crazy about this. Should I leave it? You tell me in the comments. Should I leave that piece? I gotta use this up. I think it's all covered now. I didn't use any of these. And like I say, these are just offcuts from die cutting or die cut books. They're all kind of very straight, so I'll use them for a different purpose. Question just is now, do I want to use up these little scraps on here? I think I will. Just find places to cover joints. Looks pretty good. Still not crazy about this piece. But I think I'm going to leave it anyway. And force myself to leave it. So then I will go back, and there's only just a couple of little spots that need to be trimmed. Down here, it's just a very tiny bit hanging off the edge. Other than that, that's good. So I've got my purple and green, and then I've got my turquoise and red, and then my green and ivory, I guess. Should I do a double spread of this since I still have a fair bit, or should I move on to something else? I was going to do this side. Maybe what I'll do, it's still a little tacky. Piece of plastic there so that that doesn't stick. And I'll go back. See here I added die cuts on top, so I think I wouldn't mind doing that again on here if I can find something that'll show up. Put this stuff back in the drawer. Tickets and stuff I could add too. I've got a box here which is mostly like embellishment type things. Let's just see if there's anything in here that we could use. Dragonfly. Now that I don't think is the right color for on here. I'm looking for something, probably reds and corals is what I would want here. Now that yellow might work. That's a nice accent in a few places. These are pretty dimensional though. I got these from my husband for Christmas. I could take them apart maybe and use them single layer. Keep that top layer which has the little button on it and glue down this right onto the page. I think the yellow accent on here is really good. I love to take dimensional things apart and try to get double the use out of them. I don't know why. I have so much stuff. I don't need to do that. But it just kind of thrills me to get double the use out of something. I don't want them like lined up, so I want them sort of staggered around. Get some bees too. I could put some little bees because they're yellow as well. Come into the flower. That's cute. And that's a little too pale. Be better on a more pastel design. But I will do a couple more of these. And like I could glue the top ones down, but this little center is three-dimensional, so that's why I don't want to put it on this page. I don't want this book getting that bulky. I mean, I know it's going to get more bulky as I add layers to the pages. That's why I don't mind tearing things like the map out, because the book won't hold it all anyway. And I will use the maps. I'm kind of gluing these upside down. I don't know if you noticed that. That one can go there. Now I'll grab another bee. It can come in from this side. 3, maybe one here. And I don't like even numbers for things like this. I want it to be probably 5 or 7 of them. Just dump some of these out. I might end up putting them in something else. There's a 2-layer one. That one's falling apart on me. So this is number 5. I think I'll stop with 5. this bee coming up from the bottom towards that flower. This one needs a bee. These could go in my flower box. Let's see what else we have in here that we can use on this. This is where I sometimes just put stuff that I don't feel like putting away at the end of the day. There's things like cards from postage stamps. That's a beautiful picture. I have to use that somewhere. And these stamps with the ranunculus, they come with these little tiny stickers. Modern version of a wax seal, I guess, and also in miniature form. I know this is a sticker. Such a hard time, and I know I'm not the only one who has a hard time getting these stickers started. I often just give up. That's what's happening today. Not the right vibe. It's pretty. I don't know if I want pretty. That's the only thing. I've got the other yellow flowers, but I don't know that I want something that pretty. That's a strange statement to make. You want everything pretty, don't you? But not necessarily. Sometimes you want a different vibe. There's some dragonflies that are done in a more muted tone. It'll stand out a bit. Kind of relates to the color of this feather. Maybe I'll put those on there. Oh, I'm not very coordinated today. You can tell I'm just waking up. It's almost noon, but my body's just slow to get moving today. I'm going to put this one up here. And I would like a third one, but I don't know if I'll find another one in that coloring. This one's got yellow and kind of red in it, so that'll work. I'll put that one. I guess it's going to have to go like there. Three dragonflies, 5 flowers. What else? What else have we got? I guess I could put some postage stamps. No. I need to go through this box more often. I think that might be enough stuff. For today. I can come back and add more another day if I find something that I want to use up that fits on that page. Let's see if we can find anything for this page. Like here I'm tempted to do all green, but I would have to get these stickers unstuck. Which is easier said than done. And I can't just do two, I'd need a third one, at least. Here's something else that I've done, is where I've got labels, a sheet of labels. And then I use that, when the sheet's empty, I'll use this as a place to stick down a sticker, that you can use it again later. She could almost go in my Irish box, couldn't she? Or on this page, but I think I'm going to put that in my Irish box for next year. I don't think I want to use these because I've only got two. I usually like to do things in threes. So I'll use those separately somewhere else. So what have I got? I've got the ivory with a touch of blue and then greens. Something like that would work. I've got more of those somewhere. Things are kind of more blue, aren't they? I'm afraid this isn't going to make a very good video. I'm very sorry. It might not even end up seeing it. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Just feels like I need to use them for some reason. Even though there's only two, I got to keep reminding myself, yes, I want the composition of this page to be good, but ultimately the idea is that it will be cut up and any composition will be gone. There's those two used up. got this little, I guess it's a little mouse drawing. It's the right color for this page. I don't know what I saved him from, but he just looks like he needs to be used here. Let's put him right there. And I got a couple of, these are like dimensional stickers, but they're that right color green. Put this one here. And I'll put this one up here. And then that's something else used up. And they're a little bit puffy, but they're not going to make it too thick. I think I'm going to go through this little box and put some things away. And there's another one of those. A couple more of those things. So I'm going to use them up on here too. Just to kind of get them gone. And then here's something that's got words. What does it say? Simple like the most long-term. Simple like the most long-term. Understand your people the most warm. Toss. Deja vu. No, that's too square. I think that's enough for now. So I've got that page done to this point, and this page done to this point. And then the next page that I'll do will be this one. And I think I'm going to completely change to a different color scheme. I'm going to pull out my box that has pink and yellow and red and orange. But you know what? I'm going to end this video and do some organizing first. So thanks for joining me. I hope I didn't bore you too much with my quiet mood, just getting moving. But I am happy with these two pages, as different as they are from each other. I'm happy with both of them. So if you've enjoyed seeing those come to life, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Most of all, have a great day and happy crafting.